welcome to She Wonders. This is Ajay, and I'm here with another video talking about Kevin Samuels. Um, so, okay, Kevin Samuels hurt my feelings, and this is how. So, a little backdrop. A few months ago, I was in a kind of depressed state. I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I was in a low state that could have possibly led to my depression or to depression. But I was actively working on uh, being mindful and trying to prevent that. And so while in my depressed state, or you know, low state, I was feeling low about my body, and just low about my current situation. I felt like my relationships were not fulfilling. I needed more friends, different friends, better friends, or whatnot. Um, in a way, like my friends are great, but I just for some reason I felt like I need friends that are like this or like that, and I was not. To clarify, just in case like a friend happens to come up on here, um, but I felt like I needed friends with a certain list, and I wasn't looking at how each individual current friend I had played a huge part and a great part in my life and how they benefited me, in a way. So anyway, now that that's cleared up, I was so with my low state when it came to my body and my feelings of lack of relationships, whether romantic or platonic, I felt low. So, with every person that feels low, what do? They go to the internet of the webs, mainly YouTube, and just try to get different different feedback, whether from people that are legit giving good positive advice or those who think that they're giving good positive advice. So I came across Kevin Samuels' YouTube video. Prior to actually willingly going to his YouTube video, I heard of him and seen him on the Roommates podcast, which I stopped kind of watching because it no longer interests me. It became a little bit more of a dating undertone with a bashing idea. I mean, I still sometimes I have good people to interview, but anyway, they had Kevin Samuels on there, and I was like, this dude is it was a kind of a feeling a little bit that made me feel like he was a little sketch, but also some of the things that he was saying was like, okay, valid. Yeah, you have to be who you want to be in your life. You know what I mean? So you have to exude a certain type of energy to attract a certain type of person. And that's what anybody, if you want good friends, then you have to be a good friend yourself. Okay, cool. But he was more superficial about it. He was like, okay, well, if you want an 8, you need to be an 8 yourself, or a 7. If you want high 6-figure man, then you can't be waving your degree out. That part I didn't care for, but I don't think that's what they were really talking about on the Roommates podcast. But he was talking about it on his videos. So anyway, I let her go to his videos to get some ideas and some words of wisdom. So I thought. And so I guess he does lives, and he was talking to this lady, and he asked her, what's your dress size? How much do you weigh? How tall are you? And what do you rate yourself? And I was like, oh, damn, why are you asking him this stuff? And I'm like, okay, like to drive his point home, I guess that's why. I get it. But still, I'm like, ooh, I would never want to put myself in that position. And women were actually, answering this. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm just soft. Maybe it's like everybody's maybe it's okay, I guess. So whatever. So I listen in. She gives answers the questions and stuff. And he was kind of rude to this one lady she kind of sounded childish in the way she spoke. But as the more they talked, he later found out that she was in a violent domestic relationship, because they were talking about when to not have sex or when to have sex. And he's like, well, have sex on the third date or something like that. Or don't date him at all and stuff like that. I'm like, okay. Anyway, that's not my point. So then some lady comes on and she's like, tries to tell him off. Like, you're kind of rude. The last lady you were talking to was kind of rude. You only talk to certain people nicely. And all that jazz. And he's pretty much saying, no, I'm not rude. You're probably one of those cat ladies with a degree. And what's your dress size? How much do you weigh? And stuff like that. The lady's not about to answer, and I don't blame her. And so pretty much it's a losing battle with this woman, because one, she is on his channel. So she's pretty much coming to his territory ready to just shot down by everybody that participates in his nonsense. And so anyway, I leave defeated, because if he was to ask me those questions, what's your dress size? I would have been like an 18, 16, or a 14, depending on the type of fabric, the what I'm wearing. Like, you know, a shirt, is it a dress? Is it a pants? What are we talking about here, sir? Is it a crop top? If that's the case, then it's a medium in crop tops. So, or do you have a degree? Yes, I have a degree. Making me feel bad for educating myself, wanting to do better. What would you rate yourself? What would I rate myself? I haven't rated myself or asked anybody to rate me since 17 years old. I'd never cared for it. That's asking somebody to validate me. That's giving them power to tell me what my worth is. If I had to put a number on it, ooh, that's scary. I'm maybe an 8, because I don't want to seem too cocky. You know, and then what's the other question? How much do you weigh? 200 pounds? Ooh. You know, and then I just left defeated. Like, oh damn, there's no hope for me. There's no hope. And then I had to remind myself. And then I seen that, well, before I say that, then later there's a viral video of him bashing this whole grown lady who seems sweet. And he could have came at it a different way. Like, I've seen some people who looked rough, but I was like, you know, not to be rude, like, hey, let's, you know, fix this up a little bit. But he was like, whew, like, goddamn. So, anyway, I later came to terms, like, I need to stop watching him. I need to, you know, take off the interest. Like, what's that thing where you say not interested every time his videos popped up? Because I'm subjecting myself to this. And I never told anybody I watched this video, so nobody in my circle is telling me, like, yo, he's out of line, or, man, stop watching him, he's out of line. And so, anyway, I decided, you know, I finally cleared that up. YouTube, when the viral video hit, people were like, man, he's out of line. So I was like, okay, I'm not the only one. I'm not crazy. I'm not soft. It's okay, he's really rude. Okay, cool, because I thought I was crazy. And I had to realize that first, the world is a magic place. Yes, give and take is realistic. Like, people are going to match your vibe. If you look like you don't care for yourself, most likely people who care for themselves are not going to be attracted to you. If you seem like you don't care to educate yourself, most likely educated people are not going to attract to you. But also, there's anomalies, and also there's no hope. Don't do it for somebody else. Do it for you. Okay? And then if you're really trying to get yourself better, then you'll find people that are interested in growing too, that will attract to you. Because if you start trying to appease people's ideas, then you're going to pick yourself apart, because everybody has a different perception of how they want their significant other or their friend. So just be who you are and work on being the best you can be. Be healthy, be mentally smart, be mentally healthy, but for you, because that's what's ultimately going to provide you